What we're trying to do as a team here is to provide a sanctuary
to women who are in need.
Really the Catholic response to abortion.
We're going to concentrate on the unborn child.
Not only focus on the baby, but also to focus on the expectant mother.
A sanctuary in which they'll feel the love of God and the presence of Christ and experience His love.
Provide an alternative to abortion.
Because at the moment there seems to be a total disregard for that unborn life.
And get them on their feet and get them out back into the world with their children.
Build them up.
Hopefully pass that experience of love on to others.
And so our focus at this point is there. And so the whole idea, concept of the martyr homes developed. I wanted the homes to be under the patronage of Our Lady, Mother of all life. And so our first home then was created, Mater Vitae, Mother of Life, and it was opened by the Cardinal that year.
You see that this work is rewarding, on the eyes of God only. Because the people won't know. People don't know why the kids are here. Some people say, why do you keep them here? We're trying to give them a little bit, rest from their past life and then to see things better and trying to teach them that they become mothers.
It became very clear to us that some of the women who had been at Mater Vitae were coming back. And so we weren't breaking the cycle of abuse. So the idea came forward that we needed another home to enable, empower the woman to achieve some skills so that she could look after herself and her baby and not go back to that abusive situation. And so we opened up the second home, Mater Dei, and that is a skills development center. But I felt then in that proactive approach that we needed to expand that. You see, you cannot just cut up, as it were, the life cycle in various sections. You've got to see it from its very beginning to its natural end. And we have to try and get through to people that right from the beginning to right to its natural end, that life is sacred. So our whole area then, we went into another area, the AIDS pandemic. And so our first home then for the dying, those dying from the AIDS virus, was created, Mater Consolens. We were given some property in the wonderful area of Inchanga, overlooking the magnificent Valley of 1,000 Hills. And so we utilized, there are 3 buildings, we utilized all 3 buildings. The first building was for the AIDS victims, called Mater Consolens.
We like to help sick people, but then it is too much at times because we are short-staffed. We only have volunteers.
After Mater Consolens, we opened up another home in the same area, in the same complex of Inchanga, Mater Africa, overlooking the Valley of 1,000 Hills. So, and that was another home for women in pregnancy crisis or who are abused.
I'm living safely, no problem. I'm living nice, like it's my home.
A few years ago, we were donated another house, and so we moved the original Mater Vitae to the bigger house, and we created another home for those dying of the AIDS virus.
This house is for the people who are suffering from AIDS. You see, those who are very sick. Even if they are not very sick, if they are chased away from home, we take them and keep them for 6 weeks only. So we look after them till they are better or till they die, because most of them, they come when they are very sick, and their own people can't look after them because some of them are working, some of them are sick themselves.
I arrived here in a wheelchair and I was disorientated, and today I can say that this home
brought me back to life. When I came here, I was in very bad shape, and this house was full of love.
It is not necessary to be a nurse in this place. It needs a person with a heart for the people, with a person who have patience, a person who have love for the patients.
We then opened another AIDS hospice in another area called Inanda, and that is Mater Christi, and that also looks after those who are dying of the virus, but also has facilities for children, a daycare centre, and also a skills development centre as well. And finally, we've got our 7th home at Inchanga, and that will be called Mater Spei. It's a children's daycare centre. What we found is that a lot of children were displaced because of the AIDS pandemic, and so a lot of the children were left at home.
We start here at 8 o'clock. They have porridge in the morning, and at 12:30 they have a lunch. It's a community with people who are very poor. The children you admit here are those children who come from poor families, where the mother and father is not working, where the mother is getting grant of about 270 rand, and the grandmother is getting pension. Most fathers and mothers don't work, and they are not married. That's one point I've gained about this. They are not married. It's a single parent families. They are well off. From here to school, they are strikers. They are strikers because we teach them here. We've got all the lessons that are fit for them. Yeah, we teach them. It helps them a lot. And all the children, all the parents are sending their children to us. They want help.
We started off small. We've got 50 children at the moment in the home. They dropped off in the morning and they're picked up in the afternoon. But they're cared for by the nuns and the workers there, fed and given some schooling as well.
If anyone loves me, he will keep my word, and my Father will love him, and we shall come to him and make our home with him.
And we felt right at the beginning that we needed to have a very strong Catholic ethos within the homes. Anyone can come to the homes, we don't charge them, free of charge. But it was very clear we wanted to keep the Catholic ethos. And that's been tremendously successful because the comment comes back. This is the Catholic Church helping.
By the grace of your Holy Spirit, may this place be a home of blessing, extending hospitality to those who make use of what it has to offer for their own comfort and well-being, and the preservation of their children.
That is what God is all about, giving, and I believe that this house will be a blessing to everyone who steps in here, who needs God and His love.
Well, this is the first time I visited the home, and I was completely blown away. It really already looks like not just a house and a building, but a home.
I think it's going to be an awesome experience, at least now for pro-life action, where mothers who have considered whether they want to have their baby or not, that they'll come to an environment where they'll be lovingly accepted.
The feeling when you walk in, it actually feels like a home, and I suppose I just hope and pray that everybody walking in here will have the same feeling.
We must stand up for the right for life if that life can't speak for itself.